All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I gotta get this on my phone here and make sure that the audio is working correctly. And it is. Okay, so we are live streaming, yes. And today we're just doing another of those awesome games that we do here on the Bourbon Bar. And as you can see, I'm all alone, and that's a bummer. But my fiance Loren will be with me shortly. She got stuck at work just a little bit late, so she got out about half an hour ago. She's driving up as we speak. And yeah, while she does that, I'm going to go ahead and make her a cocktail so that she'll have something to drink today while we're live streaming. So I'm going to go ahead and push this out of my way. And what I'm going to be making her today is a whiskey sour. And when she gets here, she'll be able to pour me my blind of whiskey. And then I'll do a whiskey game. And you guys will actually be able to see which whiskey she's pouring me today versus how we normally do it where you guys don't know the answers. So make sure you're paying attention to that. What I'm actually making her is it's a whiskey. It's a version on the whiskey sour, but it actually is has some port wine in it. Let me grab my jigger quick. So basically, it's a pretty simple drink to make. It's 2 parts whiskey, 1 part lemon juice, I think half part simple syrup, and then 1 part port. And we're going to do, also, if you guys haven't seen, I got some new shelves up. Hanging AZ's in the chat. Hey now. What's going on, Hanging AZ? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I'm making a whiskey sour before Lauren gets here, so she has something to drink. And I think for this one, I want to use something interesting. But honestly, I don't want to have something too aggressive, maybe, but also something that shows through a little bit. And I think the perfect whiskey for this one, sorry guys, I need to grab the bottle. I'm going with Uncle Nearest. Uncle Nearest kind of has a lot of those nice, lighter, sweeter notes in it. And yeah, so that should offer something unique to this cocktail. Yeah, I got the new shelves up. Unfortunately, I can't house all the whiskey that I have because, well, I got a lot of whiskey. So some of my whiskey still is over there on the other shelf, which sucks, but it is what it is. So starting off, we're going 2 parts whiskey. And that's why we have the mixing board here, because you spill and then you make a mess everywhere on the brand new bar. But that's what whiskey mats are for. So we got 2 parts whiskey. We got simple syrup here, which I like to use a 0 sugar simple syrup because I'm consistently watching my calories. We're going to go about half an ounce of simple syrup in the jigger. Then we're going to go 1 full ounce of lemon juice. Whiskey sours are just kind of a nice summer cocktail. They're refreshing. They have a lot of like that lemon zestiness or zinginess in there. I would say lime is more zesty, lemon's more zingy. And then the port wine actually doesn't go in until the end because that gets floated on top. And while a normal whiskey sour would have an egg in it, this one does not because it does have the port wine in it. The port wine needs to go on top. So now we're just gonna pop the ice in, put the lid on the shaker, and give it a shake. Sorry if you guys are listening and this is loud, my bad. All right, now we're gonna grab the strainer. We're gonna strain it into a lowball glass, just like so. Actually, maybe I want to use a little bit of a smaller lowball glass since this isn't too large of a drink. I think I might go with a glass that I have over there. And this is actually a cocktail that I got from the Brothers Bond website. So usually it's made with Brothers Bond. But that being said, I'm going to put it in a Brothers Bond whiskey glass. Boom. Right there. So Can't remember if I made this one and put it on the channel or not, but we're going to strain in the cocktail here. Then after we're done with that, we're going to take the port wine and just drizzle it on top. And, you know, one thing that you're supposed to do, which I can never get down right, it's called floating the port wine. So you're supposed to pour it over the back of a bar spoon, and it's supposed to sit on top of the drink and look really fancy. Yeah, that never works for me, and I'm not sure why. I try to do it nice and slow the way you're supposed to, right over the top, as you guys can see. And yeah, it all sinks to the bottom. Maybe it's because I'm not using a super high class port wine, but that's the drink. Oof, that does taste good though. You know, even this cheaper port wine is still really tasty. So that being said, she's not here yet, and I'm gonna probably tear into this because I want to see how it tastes. Once she gets here, I'll bring all this stuff out when she's pouring my whiskey here. But yeah, let's get it on the nose. Has that like all that lemon zest, that port wine is all there. It's really nice and just like super solid cocktail. Now we're gonna taste it. Ooh, I like that a lot. And I hope she likes that too. It's sweet. It's whiskey sour-esque, but also that port wine just adds something really earthy and like winey and grapey that I like a lot. It's like a really boozy, flavorful wine with lemon in it. It's just like it's got everything I need. So that being said, I'm not going to be drinking cocktails all night, and that one does belong to Loren. So I think I'm actually going to start off the night with a 1792 full proof in this glass. It's also going to kind of be my control whiskey for the night. I doubt Loren would pick it for the blind anyway, because I think she had put it in the blind recently for me, so it won't be in the blind probably. But that being said, the way it's gonna work tonight, guys, is Lauren's gonna get here hopefully sooner rather than later, and she's gonna stop in, come in here. She's gonna pick out the bottles. I'm gonna leave the room. She's gonna pick out the bottles, show them up to the camera so you guys can see what she's pouring in each glass. It's gonna be A, B, C, and D, and then we're going to play the whiskey game. It's 2 rounds of nosing, 2 rounds of tasting, and then a final bottle guessing round. Now, punishment/prizes, something that we usually do is, let's see, there's 20 questions. Well, there's 20 points available because there's 4 rounds of 4 points and then a last guessing round, which is also 4 points. And there's 4 different tiers. If I have less than 5 points, which God forbid, but less than 5 points, I always end up drinking Malort, and it's horrible. But today, since we kind of got some new things in the channel, maybe I'll drink Malort or a Malort Spritz, depending on. But that's only if I get under 5 points. So fingers crossed that I'll do better than that. However, if I get 5 to 10 points, we're going to kind of do probably like maybe a shot of Crown Apple, which, as you guys know, doesn't sit very well with me when I do shots, but maybe I'll do like a Crown Apple mixed with like, what if I did a 50-50 Crown Apple gin shot? That would be pretty gnarly. So maybe I'll end up doing that. But that can be between 5 and 10 points, or sorry, 6 and 10 points. Then if I get anywhere between 11 to 15 points, I think I thought of something where Loren can make a blend for me. She can just use any of my bottles and do like a 50-50 blend in a Glencairn for me or whatever she wants, just for fun, and then I can dissect it and see kind of how it tastes and how good she can get at the whole blending thing. And then, then finally 16 to 20 points. That's going to be a giveaway on next week's stream. Unfortunately for you guys, I have never gotten that 15 to 20 point range, but we'll get there eventually. Got some people up in the chat here. Francis Lee says enjoy the content so far. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks, man. Cheers to you. I'm gonna do a little glass clink to you. Thanks for saying that. Peter White's in the chat. Malort appears to be the #1 punishment pour. Well, honestly, Peter, if you can find a pour that's worse than Malort, I'll try to make it the new norm, because I think Malort's the worst of the worst. It doesn't get much worse. And if you've had it, you'd probably agree. Says Crown Apple and Gin sounds like a decent shot on a hot day. Yeah, the thing is, it could be horrible, but it could be nice. I think gin sometimes lacks that sweetness that that it picks up when there's gin drinks. So maybe like the Crown Apple, that's an overly sweet, in my opinion, an overly sweet drink. Maybe that mixed with gin could make something good, or it could make something really bad. I think that the 6 to 10 point tier is kind of a good experimental phase where like I might try something absolutely terrible, but it might be something decent since I didn't do the worst of the worst. So that's kind of where I got that idea from. But I always forget how good this 1792 is, 1792 full proof. There's so much maple in this that I always get, or at least I think I get. It honestly has some like pretty close relation to the Woodford Batch Proof, which I just reviewed, and you guys will be seeing a review of that probably this weekend. Francis Lee says drinking some Larceny A122. We'll see how it tastes on the second pour. Dude, I love Larceny A122. I got a bottle right here. I've only had about 2 1-ounce pours of it, but I think Larceny A122 is fantastic. I think I rated it pretty highly too, but the thing is about Larceny is not a lot of people. I shouldn't say not a lot. I should say there is a lot of people who don't necessarily love Larceny and the barrel proofs of Larceny. Maybe because it's a wheated bourbon, maybe because they're expecting something closer to Elijah Craig profile, but a lot of people get turned off by Larceny barrel proofs, and I am not one of those people. I freaking love Larceny barrel proofs, so yeah, you'll definitely have to tell me what you think of this A122, Francis. I'd be interested to hear your notes on it. But also, this is a good time. We got some people in the chat. We're waiting for Loren to do kind of a sponsor shout out for today's live stream, which, as most of you guys know, I am partnered with Wrist Mafia, and I just need to pull my watches out of the watch case that I have so I can show you guys one of them. Wrist Mafia is a subscription-based company, basically, and they do $40 a month. Every single month, they'll send a watch to your door, and they're always valued at like $100 or more. And I have here a box full of watches that were sent by Wrist Mafia, not the box, just the watches, over a course of time. And yeah, lots of amazing watches. One of my favorites is this. It's called a Laker & Sons Yacht Timer. It's a very sleek, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but a very sleek blue watch. Almost a simple face with a really nice inlay, and the band is a really like athletic and nice band. Another fun one I have is this skeleton watch. It's a Deuce. It's called a Deuce Skeleton Edition, and it's all white, and it's actually an electric watch. So the skeleton portion is looks funny. And Loren is here, so she's going to be pouring the whiskey pretty soon. And wow, looking like an absolute professional. But yeah, if you guys are interested in any kind of watches or anything like that, definitely check out Wrist Mafia. Like I said, great company to work with. And ladies, if there's any ladies watching this, which maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But ladies, if you need to get your man a gift for the coming holiday seasons, or even their birthdays, or let's say not your man, maybe it's your father or your brother, Wrist Mafia offers subscriptions that you can buy for people for the 3 to 6 month tiers, and you can get 3 to 6 months of a subscription sent to your boyfriend's door instead of your own, and then it's a great gift to give to people. So if you guys are interested, use a coupon code Bourbon Bar, all caps, all one words, at the checkout. Loren, say hi to everyone.
Hello.
Everyone, Loren is here. I made you a whiskey sour.
Oh yay!
A whiskey sour with port in it. So I think this is a Brothers Bond cocktail. I think it's called Blood Brothers. The port obviously The pour obviously resembling the blood.
You made it with this?
I did. I made it with Uncle Nearest. Has some lighter, sweet notes to it. What do you think of that?
Not bad. Very,
Not bad.
Very sweet.
Very sweet. Do you get that? You can tell there's pour in there, huh?
Yeah.
I think the port adds something so well to this. Francis Lee says, have you tried the 1792 12 year? Highly recommend. Obviously difficult to find depending on where you are. No. I think the 1792s that I have had are full-proof, small batch, bottled in bond, but 12 and sweet wheat. But I haven't tried the 12 year. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I haven't tried the 12 year. It's one that I haven't had been able to get my hands on. Whiskey Neck Pour is in the house. Cheers, Whiskey Neck Pour. Oh yeah, 12 years on. Awesome pour. I'm also a huge sweet wheat fan, but that's a super cool sponsor. Yeah, the sweet wheat I thought was fantastic. I think for the price, I'm not sure what the retail price is of it, but I had it at I had a pour of it at a bar that I go to, and they charge like really cheap for it. I mean, they charge like the same price that they would charge for the small batch, which was awesome. Hangnazy says, big fan of the 1792 BIB, and yeah, me too. Also, Hanging says, hey now, Loren. So now that you're in here, he's saying hello. All right, everybody, that is my cue to leave, and I'm gonna take some of these dishes away now that I'm done making the cocktail. And Loren is gonna grab some bottles here, and she's gonna kind of show you guys what she's grabbing. So make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled so you can see what I'm gonna be drinking tonight. There's your book. I have this side's gonna be A. So we'll go A, B, C, and D. I'm gonna grab some of these dishes out here and give the floor to Loren. I'm gonna move this bottle out of the way, and yeah. All right, Loren. As soon as I exit this door, you are free to do your thing.
Okie dokie. Okay, I get to pick bourbons today, but I think I want to do ones that he never drinks. We'll look on the shelf over here. Ooh. Okay, we're going to do this one in A. We're going to do this game a little different today because I had to work late, sadly, but that's okay. I think that we can do a fancy one. This one. I can open it. What's next? We'll do a new one. This one. He had this one last week, but we'll do it anyway. We'll do this one. He likes this one. Ooh, that was kind of a hefty pour. Oh well. Okay, now we go ahead and get him again. Go get him. Ugh.
All set for me?
Yeah.
All right. 4 whiskeys in the glasses. Now I'm excited. I also brought a Mountain Dew and a glass of ice in case you needed something non-alcoholic after your long day of work.
Okay, thanks.
So put that there. I'll give you a coaster if you need it. All right. So I'm back, and
I was a little heavy on that one.
a little heavy on that one. That's okay. We're gonna, that's okay. So if you guys haven't watched the live stream that I was on the other night with Anthony, aka Bourbon Neophyte, we had a 3-hour-long live stream on Sunday night, and then afterward we stayed up for another hour and a half, and I literally had about 15 bottles on the bar when I got done with the live stream, and I had pre-gamed at some breweries earlier that day, so I was already probably like 4 beers deep before I started. Long story short, I was a bit hungover on Monday, but it is what it is. So we're back. Peter White says I paid $59 for Canadian. $59 Canadian, I think is what you're saying with that for sweet wheat. Struggle with it sometimes. And then Hey Maisie says I need to get off my butt and grab a Larceny Barrel Proof. Larceny Barrel Proof. I saw one for $68. Not sure which batch number. Hang AZ says real fun live stream. Holding good times. Yeah, Hang AZ. It was a lot of fun. And then so me and Anthony, we had a great time. He did amazing with his guesses for his pours. And then Sean jumped on at the end, and we just shot the shit for a while. And then after we logged off for the night, me, Anthony, and Sean stayed up for an hour and a half. I didn't go to bed till like 12:30-ish. And I work at 5, or I get up for work at 5 in the morning. So a mix between staying up till 12:30 and drinking a lot, and I mean a lot of whiskey. Most of my bottles were on my bar at the end of the night. It was a good night though. Fantastic. I had a lot of fun with those guys. So we'll definitely be doing that again at some point. All right. Are you ready for me?
I'm ready.
So are you going to get a timer up or should I?
You can. Okay.
I never actually got to drink my 1792 before she got here. So I'm going to take a little sip of this while I pull out a timer.
Sip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already drunk.
You're already drunk, huh?
Well,
drinking on the job, apparently. Okay. Stopwatch is oh no, we're gonna go to timer. Setting the timer to 30 seconds, as you guys know. The way this works, I have 30 seconds each round, two nosing rounds, 2 tasting rounds, and a bottle guess round that I get 3 minutes for. So I'm gonna pass this phone to Loren, and we're gonna hold on. We got a cord thing going on. There we go. We're not used to having it up on a bar. I'm going to tap on that right there. Okay, so glass A is what I'm going to start with. Lauren's going to read off a question. I'm going to answer it. Oh, also I explained to them that the finishing prizes, or whatever you want to call them, for the end of the stream is 1 to 5 Malort like usual. 6 to 10, I'm going to be doing a 50-50 shot of Crown Apple and gin. Because it could turn out good, but it also could turn out really, really bad. So I think it's good for that range of points. If I get 11 to 15, you're going to be mixing me. You're going to choose 2 whiskeys. We're going to do a 50-50 blend, and I'm going to review it and see how it is. So it's all of your discretion. And then the 16 to 20 is a giveaway for next week's stream. Hanging, it says 2 to 3 guys on a stream is a right number. For sure, yeah, definitely. It makes some great banter and great conversation. Peter White says I traded a Larceny Barrel Proof A120 2 years ago. I just got it a few weeks ago because of the border closure BS. Oh yeah, yeah, that happens, and that's not ideal for you guys up there. But hey, as long as you got it now, you're here, you're enjoying the whiskey, and you're watching a great stream. So cheers to you.
It's a lot of faith having yourself.
What do you mean, faith that I have in myself?
So that you're watching a great stream.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Okay, glass A on the nose, first round. Lauren, what is my question for glass A?
Bourbon or rye?
Bourbon or rye, and you can start the timer.
Oh. Started.
Oh, interesting one. I think I'm getting something familiar here in the rye territory. It also could just be a very light fruit bourbon. I want to say I almost get a little bit of a mint on it, maybe. I'm not sure. Wow, that is loud. We're going with a rye on this one. Hey, we're calling a rye. It seems to have some kind of light fruit and caramel. Could be along the lines of maybe a Turkey 101 rye, or even the High West double rye has that like sweet caramel note. I'd probably have to get it in the nose again to kind of search more for like a eucalyptus or something along those lines. The problem I have is I don't have many ryes, so guessing between a bourbon and a rye is always tricky for me because she's asking me bourbon or rye, so maybe she's doing that because it's a rye and I don't have many ryes. Or maybe she's just asking me that randomly and it's just a bourbon because I only have like 5 or 6 ryes. I don't even know how many I have. Oh, that could have been Sazerac. Nah, I don't know. We'll get back to it later, but we're gonna move on to glass B on the first round of the nosing. Lauren, what is the question? Proof on this one. Okay. Got to get my proof sniffer ready. All right, I'm ready.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot I have a job.
Doesn't smell that hot. Not getting burned or anything. Also not low. Could be near the 100-ish range. Maybe a little higher. It's sweet. It's got an oak presence in there. Maybe some cinnamon. Could be a wild turkey profile, maybe. Proof, I have plus or minus 5, right?
Yep.
We're going to go with a 105 proof. Something tells me that was wrong. But I'm saying 105 because that brings me down to Bottled and Bond. Brings me at 101. Also keeps me near the 110 range, which I honestly don't even know if I have any near the 110 range. I might have been better off guessing 100 proof to get those 96ers or 95 or whatever. But, it is what it is. It definitely didn't burn the nose at all. It did seem like it had a bit more proof than like a low proof whiskey. Maybe it was cinnamon, maybe it was some rye spice that was coming through that was making me have that perception. But, I had to just pick what I picked. So, yeah, we're moving right along. Also, sorry, I forgot to read this off in the beginning. Most of you guys know how this works here, but for those who don't, there's 8 questions for this. Question 1 is bourbon or a rye. We have state of distillation, proof plus or minus 5 proof, age plus or minus 1 year. Mash bill, as in, is it a bourbon or rye, a wheated mash bill? Finished is a yes or no. Price plus or minus $5, and distillery / company is the last question. So those are the questions that Lauren is choosing from when we're playing this game, when she's asking me about these whiskeys. And there's, like I said, 2 rounds of the nosing, 2 rounds of the tasting. So we're on to glass C of the first nosing round. Lauren, what is my question?
Distillery.
Distillery, okay.
Or company.
Distillery / company.
Go.
Oh. Was that the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to guess MGP whiskey. I know that when I say well, actually, can I say MGP? I don't think I can I?
It's kind of
it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, scratch that. I'm guessing wild turkey.
Okay.
I thought maybe that could be my Remus Repule 5, but I drank that. Yes, I drank that on Sunday, and I don't know. Raider Nation is in the house. Cheers, everyone! First time catching a live, but glad I'm here. About to pour me something. Cheers to you, man. Thanks for stopping on. What are you drinking tonight? What are you pouring yourself as we talk? If you weren't here earlier in the stream, if you want to rewind a little bit, you can see what Loren poured in these 4 glasses. Otherwise, if you just want to chill and hang out, I'm doing these blind. I have no idea. We're playing a game. So, yeah, thanks for stopping in. All right. Mildly not confident at all on any of these first 3 glasses, but maybe glass D can help boost my ego. So, Loren, what's my question for glass C? I mean B. I mean D. Oh, man, life is hard today. State of distillation. Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Oh, that's different. Okay.
There's so much in there.
Buffalo Trace is Kentucky. It has to be Buffalo Trace. I mean, not necessarily Buffalo Trace. It could be like E.H. Taylor or something. It's so light and sweet. It's got like a strawberry nose, which, oh, I'm going Kentucky for this one. I'm guessing Kentucky. I'm thinking it could be Buffalo Trace line. Definitely sweeter bourbon in there. It could be, I guess it could have been a rye, could have been Sazerac, but it definitely has some distinct sweet notes. Almost strawberry with some vanilla. I'm guessing in the Buffalo Trace category. I could be wrong though. One of the whole points of this game, as most of you know, is Loren gets to watch and laugh at me as I guess a bunch of wrong answers and drink whiskey. That's kind of what I should be naming this game, Holden's Failure Show. But I have a fun time. So Raider Nation says, I just poured some Ezra Brooks to start off the day. Good on ya. I like some Ezra Brooks. It's been a while actually since I've had my Ezra Brooks cask strength single barrel, but maybe I'll break it out for a pour at some point. Hanging AZ said, poured some Benchmark Bonded, breaking my 6 p.m. rule today. Well, Hanging AZ, cheers to you. I haven't had the Bonded.
I was going to grab the Benchmark over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now I know it's not Benchmark.
Well, did
That's
you drink
okay.
anymore?
No, well, the Benchmark, it would be a similar palette to what I smelt in D, but I didn't think it was Benchmark. It didn't cross my mind until Hangin said that. But yeah, well, good for you, Hangin AZ. I always kind of enjoy when you're drinking with us. But
oh my goodness, I can't sit on my chair.
We made it through the first round of nosing. I'm not going to dilly-dally here, and we're going to jump into the second round of nosing real quick, right away almost, but part of me is slightly concerned because up until that last glass, I didn't feel entirely confident about my guesses, although I really do think that I have some familiar notes in glass D here. How's your drink? Is it good? I love that drink. That drink is a favorite of mine. Especially as far as cocktails go, summer cocktails, something sweet and refreshing.
I wouldn't say it's refreshing.
Well, okay, Loren's version of refreshing cocktails is like 80% wash and 20% liquor, but well, I mean, I'm not.
You're out here judging me on the internet.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying most people. I don't know if it's just a Wisconsin thing, but most people in Wisconsin, they have all their drinks are non-spirit forward, whereas on this channel, all the drinks I make usually are spirit forward, so they're very boozy, alcoholic, and you can definitely tell that there's something in it. But compared to a glass of 120 proof bourbon on a hot summer day, I would take that nice cold, refreshing whiskey sour. But that being said, on to round 2 of the nosing. We got 4 questions left before we go on to the tasting rounds, and now I'm gonna go back and see how much these have changed now that I've smelt everything else. Starting with glass A, Lauren, what is my question?
Age.
Age. That's a good question for this one.
I don't know if it has an age. So,
Yeah, I mean it smells.
we can normally figure something out though.
It doesn't smell too young.
Not too young. Smells like a ripe aged person.
I lied. Maybe you can get some grain notes in here. I am gonna go with 5 years old. I said not too young in the beginning because I thought I would recognize something in the notes that I would get for like the maker's single or the maker's pick, which I now realize having these shelves up here, Lauren can't reach.
I'd stand on the chair.
I was gonna say Lauren can't reach those top ones up there, so I don't know if she could pick them, but she could always stand on the chair. You're right.
Tip over. I can't even sit on the dang chair.
Yeah, I know these chairs are. We're gonna get some new chairs. I know I said that about the other setup.
Get new chairs.
Yeah, I mean these shelves are expensive.
We can handle cheap chairs.
So is the whiskey on the shelves were expensive, but that being said, yeah, 5 years I think is a good statement for that glass. After thinking about it, it could have been my Wisconsin J. Henry. It could have been, I don't know. It definitely seemed like it had some grain profile in there. There's a little bit, maybe like a little bit of corn, sweet corn, something along those lines. But maybe that's also my mind playing tricks on me. Moving on to glass B. On the nose, the question for glass B is
it finished?
Is it finished?
Go.
I'm thinking so. It's got something really sweet in here. Like, really sweet. Like, maple, syrupy, rich red fruit. Lots of caramel. Francis Lee says, have you had any of the J. Henry special releases? I've tried a pour of, I believe, Patent Reserve or Patent Road. I've had a pour of the green label one, the one with the green label. I haven't had the Armagnac flavored one, I haven't had the Armagnac finished one, and I haven't had the one with the blue label. I think that's like their cast strength or something. But I've had the one with the green label, which I think is Patent Road. AZ says, shelves put some flair on the wall. I know, right? Finally.
Yeah, it was just sad.
It was a very sad wall. I mean, it's only 5 shelves, but like, believe it or not, that costed around $100 for all those shelves. The brackets weren't cheap, that's for sure. You had to make sure you get ones that aren't going to drop your expensive whiskey on the floor. Peter White says 3-step ladder at the hardware store should work. You're right. I could get like a step stool. She's not that far off. I think her hand probably goes to like here, right? If you're, yeah. So maybe even just a step just a 1-step stool would be enough for her to grab those whiskeys up there if she needed it, which is a cheaper investment than all the other options. Yeah, these stools are not comfortable, guys. I don't know if we already showed you, but like.
You never answered the question.
What was the question? Oh, yes, it's finished. I think it's finished.
Yes?
Yeah. Sorry, I answered the question in
your head.
In my thoughts when I was talking while I was smelling it.
I'm like, you just buying time to figure out what the heck it was.
Oh, no. I definitely think it's finished. I thought it was finished like 10 seconds after I smelled it. These are what we're sitting on. They're tiny and they're very hard, and I have like a small pillow to dampen my butt. But we did a live stream with Bourbon Neophyte the other night, and like I said, it was 3 hours long, and then after that, we stayed on for another hour and a half talking to each other. So 4.5 hours of sitting on these stools, and let me tell you, by the end of that live stream, my butt was so sore. I mean, oh my God, it felt like I just deadlifted 1,000 pounds and squatted like 5 million pounds. My butt, I just like was on fire. Hanging he says you need a swordfish and an old canoe paddle up. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get one of those. Give me back the filet fish. Give me the fish. Fishes, you know, from McDonald's. Those old like filet of fish
We used to have one at my
commercials.
cabin.
Yeah, I could
As
put
a
it
kid.
right there,
We
and
played
then
it so much that it broke.
yeah. And then if ever there's a fishy smell in whiskey, I can just hit the button. It could be like, give me that filet of fish. Yeah, that would be great. Hanging Z says, yeah, that looks like an ass cracker chair. Well, you're not wrong. It definitely hurts. You need a gaming chair, or you get some serious numb ass. Yeah. So the old setup, Peter, it was a very nice, comfortable leather chair for me, and a very
For
stiff,
him.
hard
I said an
Adirondack chair,
Adirondack chair.
which aren't the most uncomfortable.
Yeah, but
These
the
are way
nice,
worse.
The nice wood, like really like butt shaping ones, not the $20 ones from Aldi.
Hey, that shapes your butt, you know.
Not the way.
All
that
I'm saying is,
the good
compared to
ones do.
these, I would like sleep in an Adirondack chair. But yeah,
Well,
it's
I don't would hope because you can't sleep in this.
Billy
You would
Bass.
tip off.
Was that the name of the filet of fish guy from the McDonald's commercial? Billy Bass?
No, I think Billy Bass is just the name of the thing, the fish.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The name of the fish in the commercial.
No, because when we had it, didn't sing the filet fish song, but it said Billy Bass at the bottom.
Oh yeah. But like that's what the name of the fish was in the commercial.
Well, I don't know. Why do you say commercial like that?
You know what? We've had this conversation before.
It
Hanging
says
AZ says
commercial.
the Benchmark Bonded is a nice daily sipper. I believe it. It's probably light and sweet. You smell fantastic. You smell like candy. What? You don't. That's not what she normally smells like. I'm just a little taken aback. No, you smell like you were standing in a candy store. like some kind of like Smarties dust all over her. Anyway, we're moving on to glass C now. On the nose.
Cocaine while I was at work.
Some experimental powder is what she was dabbling in. Lauren, what is my question for glass C on the nose? Am I dribbling?
No, you almost hit me.
I'm sorry.
Price.
What is it? Price?
Yeah.
Peter White says, settle down. It's hard to settle down. All right, on the price here, on the nose, the timer is...
Oh my goodness, you're so mean.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Price is a hard one. Some expensive whiskeys can taste like shit. Other expensive whiskeys can taste fantastic.
Is my smell disrupting you?
Kind of. I don't know why you smell like that. It's good though. Oh, what were you eating?
I wasn't eating anything.
You're distracting me.
As usual.
Okay, so price, I'm going around the, I want to say $55 mark, which could be completely wrong because it also could be $130. That one's gonna require some palate tasting for me to really pick apart. JC or Jack, I know. Please tell me which one it is. He says, "What's up, y'all? Cheers to you, man. How's it going?" Whenever I see your name, I read JAC because it's all caps, and for some reason it comes out of my mouth as JAC. But is it just supposed to be Jack? Am I just saying it wrong? Just let me know if it's like JAC or if it's just Jack, because yeah, I'm just a bit confused. I'll start calling it Jack though. It's a lot easier than saying JAC. Jack says, "What's up, y'all? Cheers, Jack. Thanks for stopping in." All right, we're on our last nosing round, last nosing question. And that is glass D. And Lauren, what is my question for a glass D on the nose? Mashville. Okay.
Go.
Bourbon. Just okay. I'll give it.
You think you're funny or something like that? You have a lot of whiskey in there to be able to figure this out.
I know so much.
You smell like candy again.
There's a particular red fruit in this. You know, it also could be a 1920 Old Forester coming through as that like cherry note instead of a strawberry. But regardless, I'm guessing bourbon. Corn, rye barley. No wheat. I didn't get any kind of a bready note in that one in particularly. In fact, I haven't gotten a bready note in any of these, I don't think yet, which is interesting because I have a lot of bready noted whiskeys on the shelf here. Hey says, Jack is my friend. Originally Whiskey Wars OG since Sean had 3 subs. That is awesome. I wish I was someone's OG like that. Like to be an OG of someone's channel and like just a whole full-hearted supporter. Jack was
some OGs.
That's true. Hanging AZ is one of them. Jack was a budget bourbon boy, but he's getting fancier. LOL. Okay, nice. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with budget bourbon for sure. I could drink budget bourbon all day. I say as I have, this shelf alone probably costs too much money, but it is what it is. Okay, we're finally done with the nosing round and time.
Tonguing round. I'm sorry.
Something is in this one tonight. I don't know what it is.
Cocaine.
Why do your hands smell like that, by the way? Did you use like hand sanitizer? Was it your new hand sanitizer?
No, this is just what I smell like.
No. It's definitely, it smells like.
What do you think I naturally smell like?
It smells like you used your hand sanitizer. It smells like apple pot or apple like cinnamon something. You smell like a white girl at Starbucks in October.
Why are you like doing that?
Because you do. Okay. We're moving on to the tasting round, starting with glass A. On the palate, what is my question for the first tasting round of the night? Mashville. Okay.
Pretty noisy today, Alden. Well, we're still on the subject. Ha. Must decide.
Okay. Rye, corn, barley. So I think it's a rye. Or it's a high rye bourbon. Gosh, that's a hard one. If I was smart, I would have hedged my bet. But see, I'm going all in on this rye thing. You realize you asked me both, is it a bourbon or a rye, and what the mash bill is of that one. So if she really wanted me to fail one way or the other, it's either a bourbon and I'm screwed, or it's a rye and I'm spot on. But I'm not entirely sure of what rye that would be. I just know that it has some rye tendencies that I don't normally get in bourbons. Jack says, Holden, I don't care how my handle is pronounced, J-A-C or Jake or Jack. Jack are my initial. Oh. But I usually go by Jake.
Hello, Jake.
Hello, Jake. My name is Jake. Hi, Jake. I've been drinking whiskey since out of the womb. Okay, but yes, Jake, welcome to it. So technically I wouldn't be wrong if those are his initials and I was saying JC. That would be correct. But Jake is still a lot easier to say than JC because I trip over my words when I'm saying JC. I'm going to pour this Mountain Dew in this glass before all the ice melts and it just becomes a glass of cold water.
But I'm not drinking it.
Maybe I'll drink it.
It's mine.
Oh, yeah. Is this like making anyone else extremely happy? What if it fits perfectly? It's very close. Oh my god.
How are you supposed to grab that? If I shake the table, it's gonna spill.
Well, I would move your paper before. Oh. Okay. OnlyFans stuff. Okay, guys. Oh my god. Someone censored this.
What happened?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, because I'm gonna drink it.
All right. So yeah, that being said, go subscribe to our OnlyFans at the Bourbon Bar. And
I don't understand the joke. Why are we subscribing to them?
It was just a funny angle. But long story short, Hanging AZ says Malort Spritzer for everybody. I don't know about that one. Hanging AZ says, are you wearing khakis, Jake, from State Farm?
So I have a
Jake
funny
from
story.
State Farm. What's your funny story?
So when I was an 8th grader, I was picked as like one of like the responsible students or whatever, and they made me and these other kids go into the 6th grade classes to show them what they should act like as how to properly act, because we were like the good kids.
Oh.
And one of the kids in my group's name was Jake, and we were 8th graders, and these little 6th graders started making fun of him because I was right when the Jake from State Farm commercials were coming out, literally to the point where he got so mad that he quit and he cried to the teacher.
You bullied a kid into
I didn't
crying?
bully the little 6th graders did. I never bullied anyone.
Right.
I was a nice person. I still am. Well, only a little.
That's what she says. Did we do just A, right, on the palette?
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along after I read this, Jake says, Malort is king. Sit down, pappy. Haha, remember, I would rather have an old granddad around than a pappy who doesn't love. Whiskey puns, they're fantastic. Do you get it? She's on something tonight, guys. I swear to God. I'm going to hang this stream up and, I'm going to need... I'm going to need to call the cops or something because I'm scared for my life. Just kidding. I'm not. No, nobody call the cops. That's happened before. Old granddad is a man's drink indeed. Agreed. Why do you need old pappy when you can have old granddad? All right, glass B on the palette. First palette of glass B. State of distillation.
Go.
Okay, well, my proof guess was wrong. This is so thin. I mean, it's basically water.
Don't worry, we all know.
Has some spice in it, though.
Oh, God, I forgot that I turned that on.
I'm still going Kentucky for that one. As thin as it is, I think all my thinner whiskeys are usually mainstays. I don't think I have any of the budget weird ones. Palate-wise, though, that's an interesting one. It could actually be just a normal Woodford, maybe. I'd have to taste it again. Next tasting round, I'm going to focus a little bit more on which bottle it can be. Hanging he says, do you have any pappy in the back? Maybe some Blantons, maybe some Beach Race Dingle Bob?
What's a Dingle Bob? Like a dingleberry?
Yes. I have some horsies right here. I have some Colonel E.H. Taylor right there because I love myself some Buffalo Trace, man. If I could just get Buffalo Trace every single day of the week, I would be so happy.
Okay, that's enough.
When I find Buffalo Trace in the wild,
pretty soon
I buy 5 bottles.
After the stream because you're gonna be alone.
Love OGD 100 since we cannot get 114 here. I've only ever had a pour of 114,
Why
but
can't you get
it was good.
114?
It's not everywhere, surprisingly. It's abundant in Wisconsin. It's everywhere for $20 maybe. Very good budget pour. Jake says, I need to get back to the roots. Too much bullshit around. Actually, not that impressed with some of these higher-end whiskeys, except Old Dragon Bones. That juice is top-notch. What is Old Dragon Bones? I've never heard of that. I have this one, Dragon's Milk Origin, which I got for my birthday from this girl. But I've never heard of Old Dragon Bones. So you'll have to explain that one to me. All right, tasting round 3. Glass C. What is my question for Glass C?
Age.
Age. Oh, okay.
Why is there floaties in my drink?
Ice, port wine, I don't know. Lemon, probably.
Oh, maybe.
Age. I'm going 9 years.
Ooh.
It had some dark notes on it. I want to say it almost had maybe some kind of tobacco in the palate of that one. I don't know. It has stuff going on, and proof is there. Either proof or spice. It definitely has one of the two. Yeah, we're pretty respectable on the proof points. Jake says Old Dragon Bones was a 16-year-old rye from a Storytime distillery. It's hazmat proof at 147. Wow. That sounds fantastic, though. Hanging AZ says I would like an EH Taylor bib for around MSRP, and then I am done with B-Trace.
That's single barrel.
Yeah, but it's still they're all bottled in bond. All EH Taylors are bottled in bond. I would love an EH Taylor cast strength would be pretty great. I'm never gonna find it. I got so lucky finding this one, which Hanging AZ, I'm sure you know the story, but basically up north, I found it in some dinky little store. Jake says I can dig some OGD 100 and Old Tub bib, damn solid budget bottles. Yeah, I've never had either of those two, but I've heard so many good things about OGD, so I'm not surprised by that statement at all. All right, we're gonna move on to glass D. And no matter what she asks me in my question, part of my brain is going to be thinking about whether or not it's Buffalo Trace category. I do need to cleanse my palate, though, so a little bit of water can help me do that. Peter White says, usually 16-year hazmat ryes are Canadian sourced. Obtanium is a rye, right? A hazmat rye, I think. Hanging AZ says, I still need some Old Tub. Beam stuff is legendary. Second favorite distillery. What's your first favorite? Hanging AZ. I love Beam as well. Beam makes some awesome stuff. I think Beam fits my profile very well. OBD is a 16-year Canadian rye. Freaking incredible. Here in Wisconsin, we get a decent amount of Canadian rye options. There's a couple rare perfections, which I've passed on. Also, they have Lot 40, Alberta Premium. So some decent options for rye, Canadian rye whiskeys up here in Wisconsin. But I've never heard of that one, so that's interesting to me. Price. Okay, let's just wait until Holden's ready. So
no, you're wasting time.
Okay, she says price, and then I'm like, I don't have time to think about what I need to think about. Okay, now you can start the timer.
Price. Go. Faster. Sorry. Is that annoying?
This might just be Buffalo Trace. This mainstay Buffalo Trace doesn't seem to have enough proof to be A.H. Taylor. $27. I'm really going all in on this Buffalo Trace guess right here. Hanging AZ says Wild Turkey is my number one. Yeah, I can see that. I'm sorry. I really like Russell's Reserve. Yeah, I like the Russell's line a lot. Obviously, I love Turkey 101. Huge hitter bottle. But Russell's also so good. Anyways, he says my local drugstore has Buffalo Trace for $20.99. That is about right. $20.99. I believe MSRP is $26. And here in Wisconsin, we get it for $27. Old Dirty Bourbon. Oh, bastard. Wu-Tang is nothing to mess with. Jake says, Holden being in Wisconsin, I can really dig on Driftless Glen. I would love to find a bottle of a Driftless rye pick. I can definitely tell the difference in the rye on the Driftless bourbon.
Do you from Wisconsin?
Where are you from? No, well, I'm assuming maybe he's from Arizona? No, well, I think as he said he's friends with them, but probably through just YouTube. Jake, if I find, slide in my DMs on Instagram or something, or maybe in my email, if I find a Driftless Glen Rye store pick, I can definitely buy a bottle and send it to you. There's a lot of Driftless Glen up here, obviously being in Wisconsin. They actually came out with the Driftless Glen Weeded, and there's a lot of weeded store picks around here, which I have yet to pick up, but I've heard very good things
You
about.
said New Mexico.
New Mexico. So
Yeah,
yeah,
not far from Wisconsin.
if you're ever interested, I can just shoot you an email and tell you what it would cost for a Driftless Rye. Like I said, a lot of stores up here are gonna have it, so it's a matter of me just finding a store that has it.
Distillery.
And we are gonna go to Driftless Glen Distillery, so that's always something. Peter White says, an 11-year budget of premium, double-barreled store pick from Shelter Point or Hochstadter's 16-year Alberta premium bottled by Cooper Spirits. What is your favorite Canadian rye for mixing? And hey, it's Alberta Premium Cast Strength Batch 2. So I've actually never seen the Cast Strength Alberta Premium, I don't think. Have I? Is that the one that comes in a box? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Jake says that would be a solid for Driftless pick. I will email you. Thanks. For sure, yeah. Whoa. For sure, man. Yeah. I'll look around, and if there are any near me and I see it, I'll send you a picture with the price, and you just let me know if you want it, and I can send it out to you. I'm totally cool with that. New Mexico. Yeah. All right. One last round, I believe, of tasting, right? So we are getting down to the end here. The nitty-gritty. All right, time to pull it together. We're doing Glass A on the palate. Last round before the bottle guessing. Lauren, what is my question for Glass A? Okay. Oh. You gotta let me get my bearings here.
You know what? In game shows, you don't get to wait.
I know, but
you
it's
gotta have your
one of those
bearings
things where
already set and ready to go.
I need to know what I'm thinking about when I'm smelling the whiskey.
You're
because
supposed to be professional.
You said proof, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
All right, go ahead.
Oh.
Spicy? I don't know if that's proof though. Could be coming through as like a rye spice. Less than a proof. Honestly, why is it spicy? I'm going at the 98. Keeps me down in the 94 territory, but also to the bottle and bond. Maybe that could be a Balboa rye from New Riff. Ooh. But we're not entirely sure about that. It seemed a little bit thin, but at the same time, it had a lot of spice to it. So whatever it was, the spice was trying to tell me that it was higher proof. Maybe it was higher proof, and I was wrong. But it felt thinner on the mouthfeel. So Peter White says the best Canadian whiskey is blended and bottled by Found North, #1 on my want list. Interesting. Never heard of that one either.
That's okay.
Hey, as he said, I like MGP rye for mixing. Need to step it up. Usually a Bullet or Redemption. I like Bullet a lot, but I don't have a single bottle of Bullet rye, bourbon, 10-year. I don't have any Bullet, but I like Bullet a lot. But yeah, I could see mixing Bullet in cocktails is probably really good. All right. Glass B on the tasting round. What's my question for that one?
Bourbon or rye?
Bourbon or rye on Glass B. He says, I'm out of Wild Turkey 101. This is terrible. Yeah, that sounds terrible, honestly. I'm not out of it, but that's only because I stopped drinking it because my bottle's so low, and I'm too lazy to go buy a new one. But I have probably like 1 or 2 pours left in the bottle. One of these days, I'm just going to polish it off and get a new bottle.
How?
They're cheap enough, so I shouldn't feel bad about it. Okay.
Go.
What about, you said bourbon or rye?
Bourbon or rye?
Bourbon or rye? It's sweet. Sweet one. Sweet and thin. Oh. Bourbon. I'm going bourbon on this one. It could be a rye. It definitely has some like florally notes, maybe.
I think you're obsessed with ryes today.
No, I never thought these two are ryes.
Okay.
I think this one is a rye. Only because you asked me bourbon or rye, it got in my head. This one just has, I mean, I said it was bourbon, obviously. I just think that there was some herbaceousness in it that could point it at the rye direction, or florally sweetness. Ooh, look who we have here. Casey Tisler says bullet rye for old fashions is fantastic. Cheers, friends. Casey, cheers to you. Think. Casey is a friend of mine. He actually got me my J. Henry and Sons bourbon, which is a Wisconsin one, which I think might even be Class A, but I kind of forgot to think about that throughout the tasting round. Peter says, batch 3 is pretty easy to find here. Batch 1 was best, and he's talking about some stuff that I don't entirely know about. Hang he says, you need some redemption high rye of regular rye, Holden, or regular rye. I've had redemption wheated bourbon. I haven't had the ryes. I like the bourbon a lot, though. I think redemption has some good stuff going on. I just haven't bought in a bottle just because of, money. It all comes down to money. Viking Bourbon is in the house. Cheers, man. Thanks for stopping in. Bink to you down in the southern Wisconsin area. Thanks for stopping in. So I was going to go out on Friday to get a 101 FR single barrel. Two of my favorite sippers. FR single barrel. FR. What is FR? You're gonna have to remind me what FR is, Peter White. I forget. He says he loves everything MGP. Yeah, MGP makes some good stuff. People who diss things for being MGP, they don't know what they're talking about, because MGP, I mean, not all MGP, but a lot of MGP is good stuff. Okay, we are going on Glass C. And what is my question for Glass C on the ballot?
Finished or not finished?
Finished or not
Four
finished?
Roses Holden.
Oh, yeah.
Go.
Ooh. Maybe.
Ooh.
If I say yes, I would have meant that I said two things are finished in this flight. Yep. Yep. Maybe.
Well,
that's a hard one.
Answer.
Yeah, I'm saying yes. It has some like darker notes in it. Some maybe tobacco. Definitely some caramel. Man, that's hard to. That's a nice one though. That one has some body to it, which is it's good. Through all these, having body is good. Look at the amount of whiskey that's still left in this glass. Between you pouring the most in that glass and me thinking I know what it is, which who knows with that color if that's really what I was thinking of, but it's I haven't drank very much of it.
Okay.
Hanging AZ says my favorite bottle right now is a Redemption High Rye Bourbon Barrel Select from Total Wines, 105 proof, heavenly. That sounds awesome. I really should dabble into some cheaper bottles, and when I say cheaper, I mean closer to that $50 price range. Recently, a lot of the bottles I've been buying are in the $130 price range, which is a bit expensive. So, it kind of like puts a stop on the other whiskey buying experiences. But that being said, we are going to do the last tasting round for today. Finish this bad boy out strong, and we're doing Glass D on the palate. Last question before the bottle guessing round. What is my question?
Distillery.
Which distillery?
Go.
Buffalo Trace. Just kidding. Not really. It just tastes like something that Buffalo Trace would put out. I just I want to be confident about it. It's like so sweet and vanilla and strawberry. Maybe I just have a placebo because I think it's Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace. I really think that it's a Buffalo Trace product. Know what I didn't even think about? It could be Blanton's. Blanton's is that nice low proof. And it has that Buffalo Trace profile. It's probably a little bit darker than Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
Maybe, but it is what it is. Peter White says, I have a 9-year high Y store pick from Sierra Springs in Alberta. Fantastic. Yeah, redemption sounds like one I'm going to have to probably pull the trigger on. Hanging AZ says, Loren has a heavy poor hand. Good woman. That she is. Top Shelf Dustin is in the chat. Anyone else feel like they need to hit the gym watching this Bourbon swole guy? Cheers all. You know what? I try to go to the gym. Oh, they don't even look good in this lighting. But
you can see it a little bit.
It's hit a little bit. But maybe it was nothing. There's nothing there. Under this shirt, it's just nothing. But funny story, Top Shelf Dustin. I got robbed at the gym yesterday. I was so upset. So I've been going to the gym for years and I've never put a lock on my locker because, I just have this misguided faith in humanity, and some punk ass kid decides that he just has nothing better than do but dig through my locker, steal the money out of my wallet, and just leave me with nothing. So I don't know what he took besides the fact that he took all my money. It was only like $70, but that still hurts. And then I had to go and cancel my credit cards and debit cards and get new cards because who knows if he took pictures of my stuff, if he's trying to steal my identity. Long story short, sometimes it pays to go to the gym and sometimes you pay to go to the gym. So that being said, Hanging AZ says, fair, I got the store pick for $39.99 and it beats out more expensive stuff. Yeah, I mean, I buy a lot of expensive things, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm a sucker for the hunt, and I have a whiskey channel that requires some nice bottles on it. But Top Shelf Dustin says Blanton's is a mash bill too, so you get a hint more rye. That'll tell you. As I finished that information would have been so good to have right before that last round there. But that being said, I don't think it had that little bit of rye, but I do have one last bottle guessing around where I'll be able to taste it. I'll probably end up going with a Buffalo Trace bottle rather than Blanton's, but thanks for pointing that out. That's a good point. Do some push-ups between pours. Get it. Yes, nothing is a better pre-workout than whiskey.
Well, you just lift 2 bottles.
Yeah, it's 2. As long as you're lifting 2 bottles when you're drinking it, you'll be good. Well, given I do reviews with Mike, I'll always be a fat small guy. Well, you know what? Being in shape is overrated. Unless you're doing it for your health, then it's nice because you live a little bit longer. But other than that, looking sexy, that all has to do with confidence. So a big guy who takes his shirt off and flaunts it is much more impressive than I am when I take my shirt off and hide like a little sissy girl. You sit beside Mike all the time, you can't handle it. Yeah, but Mike's Lagavulin swole. Big swole. Man, I left my wallet at the gym once with $600 cash in it, believe it or not. I got a call and got everything back. I wish my luck was that bad. I mean, that good. Sorry. My luck is bad. I wish my luck was that good. That sounds like you had a really lucky day. Gym bros. Damn, Chad. I know, right? What the heck? Freaking needed to pay for all his pot at his college frat party or something. Peter White says, all those years at the gym in my youth, and now I support the company that makes meloxicam. Meloxicam. What's meloxicam?
Again, you ask me questions. I'm not smart enough to understand.
I'm not sure what meloxicam is, but maybe it's a steroid.
Ooh.
Pump the juice. Put a little pep in your step. A little bit of that.
Isn't that a song? Pump the juice, turn it up.
Pump that jam. Pump the jam. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Why your feet are stomping? Right?
My feet are hot.
Hanging this is a good store pick. Is where it's at. Yeah. the funny part is, literally probably 2 or 3 months ago, a bunch of stores around Wisconsin got a Redemption High Ride barrel proof
I think Woodman's
store
might
pick.
still have theirs.
Maybe they do. Woodman's might have it, which means I might have to pick it up. But we're on the model guessing round, which means I have 3 minutes. I have 3 minutes to go through these, taste them, smell them, do whatever I want, and guess them. I have a pen, and I'm going to grab a piece of paper off my coffee table here. And we're gonna guess which are which. Actually, I'm just gonna use this piece of paper. This is gonna work.
Okay.
Right here.
Let me know when you're ready, since
I don't know if I'm ready.
3 seconds.
Gotta readjust my pillow because
Dos.
my butt hurts.
Six.
Whoa. You have it set to 3 minutes? Perfect.
Yes.
Catch up on a few of these comments before I get in there. Isn't that for arthritis? Meloxicam is anti-inflammatory. You know what? I need that. Whenever I do some intense chest exercises, my sternum actually inflates, and it feels like someone's sticking.
Well, I don't think your bone is inflating. Can it do that? So just like your tendons.
Okay, the tissue around my sternum that connects everything. I forgot what the doctor called it, but that inflames, and then it feels like I have a knife stuck in my chest for like a while. So that would probably help me. Good store picks go a long way. I wish my area had more of them, but slim pickings are here. Pickings are slim here. My guy is supposed to get a Kentucky Spirit, and damn right I will pick up more than one. I do the high intensity workout, bike for several miles, and then stop for sit-ups and bench and local park. Total cost free. That sounds.
He was gonna say, and then I stop at a bakery for a local donut.
That sounds awesome, though. I mean, I'm not much of a cardio guy. Obviously, I don't. Cardio is hard sometimes. A lot harder than lifting weights is. I think lifting weights is a lot easier mentally than cardiovascular exercises. But I also just like lifting weights a lot better fun-wise, probably because I'm lazy. And AZ says Kentucky Spirit will give you an extra 2 inches. Well, that's what every man needs, am I right? And AZ says, I guarantee you will like the Redemption High Rye Bourbon Holding. Well, I'll take your word for it because you do have good taste.
Refund if he doesn't.
Yeah, Top Shelf Dustin says I'd stop for a beer after all that bike riding. Got to replace the carbs, or even better, drink the beer on the bike ride. Nothing goes better than in and immediately out. That being said, 3 minutes is on the clock. I'm doing the final tasting round. I'm going to go through these, figure out which one it is, or which one is which, and I'm going to write them down on this notepad before we go through all the answers. All right, hit the timer. Go. I'm going to start with the easy one. Whoops.
Sure, it's easy, Holden.
I think. I say that. I'm going to be way off. I'm really putting all my eggs in one basket on Glass D here. Guessing that it's Buffalo Trace. And it could not be, but it's very, very sweet. So it has all those sweet notes that Buffalo Trace has. And a little bit of maybe like florally notes, but overall like a vanilla strawberry.
Vanilla.
Ooh, but the palate makes me think we might have a little bit more rye in it. Top Shelf Dustin's getting in my head with the Blanton's talk, but I'm going to stick with my Buffalo Trace answer, and it could be what it is what it is. This one's a hard one as well. Sweet, full-bodied. Trying to see if I smell any kind of smoke in here. I could make it a little book. It definitely has those like lighter fruity notes a little book could have. But I just don't know on that one. I'm gonna come back to it. Oh, this is a hard one today. I usually am a little bit more confident in at least some of these. Okay, that one I'm gonna go with J. Henry, maybe. And Glass B is almost empty here. Smells sweeter though. Low proof, sweet. Gonna run through my mind all my cheaper bottles, all my low proof bottles. Maybe it could be Old Forester 100, maybe? Maybe not. I'm all out of Elijah Craig small batch.
Wonder why.
Yeah, it's sweet. Okay, I'm just gonna go with OF 100 because my time's running out. I want to guess a little bit on C. This is crunch time, baby. 30 seconds, 27, 25. This is hard. This one's throwing me for a loop here.
Two seconds, 1 second.
Okay, so I have my answers here on this little sheet, and we're gonna go ahead and just work our way down A to D. I'm gonna reveal the answers, and Lauren is gonna reveal, my answers and the answers to the questions one at a time, and then we'll reveal the bottles. So we're gonna catch up on the chat before I do that. Right here, sorry, no, it's lots of mountain bikers will crush a beer after a ride. Yeah, gotta replace cards. No, officer, it's 3 Floyd's IPA flavored protein shake. That's a good one. Penny Z says, I forgot I have some Spaten Lager in the fridge. That sounds fantastic. I have some Dragon's Milk White in the fridge, which I've been drinking. And also an Oktoberfest from a Wisconsin brewery. Cannibal Corpse, hell yeah. All right. Time to reveal everything, and this is one of the most exciting parts because we get to see how miserably I failed at this little game here. Starting with glass A, what was my answers and the questions for glass A? On the nose. Okay, well we got to go through the questions and answers first, and then I guess the bottle.
Well, yeah, but we don't know the answer because
we know what I answered though. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm dumb like that. Glass A, I guessed J. Henry and Sons small batch bourbon whiskey. And the answer was
Blade and Bow.
Oh gosh, okay. Blade and Bow. Blade and Bow, the one that comes from Stitzelweller itself. And if you weren't aware that it comes from Stitzelweller, you can just view one of the 8 markings on the bottle that point that fact out to you. Blade and Bow. What was the question for the nose on Blade and Bow?
First one was bourbon or rye, and you said it was rye.
Of course I did, because, oh man, I was on a rye train for this one too, so that's minus 2 points already. Bourbon or rye, I guess rye, and I was wrong.
And you said it was 5 years.
And I actually don't know what this one is. I'll leave my phone for this. Yeah, so Blade and Bow is Stitzelweller juice or whatever. They have like a tiny driblet of Stitzelweller in their mash bill. But you know, I don't. Do you believe that? I don't even know. Blade and Bow Breaking Bourbon. Breaking Bourbon is just the best site to get all these facts on. Blade and Bow, non-age stated.
Yeah, of course.
Of course it is. Does anyone know if there's any kind of age guessing things on Blade and Bow? I'm going to go Blade and Bow age. 40 years, my ass. That's a company. Blade and Bow Bourbon age. How long is Blade and Bow age? There's no age statement on the Blade and Bow. It's straight bourbon, which means no less than 4 years. So if I was guessing, I would just say, I mean, I don't even know what to do on this one. The key on the blade and bow is a dingle bob.
Top Shelf Dustin thinks that it's about 4 years. So,
About 4 years. That would
you
make
said
sense.
5, and you get plus or minus 1 year. So if everyone agrees, we can give you the point.
Okay. Top Shelf Dustin says the blade and bow is Solera. Yeah, it is Solera age. So they have like that weird like some of the whiskey is super old stuff because it gets carried over from the other barrels. So I'm sure about 4 years, but it could have 20 to 30 year bourbon in eyedropper levels. Yeah, exactly. They have the same amount of 30-year-old bourbon as they have in Stitzel Weller, and it's half a drop. Yeah. Okay. So I'd say 4 years, and I guess what 5 years.
5.
All right. So that's a point, and then
You said rye, corn, barley.
Rye, corn, barley, and this is corn, rye, barley. So wrong on that one. It is not a rye. It's a bourbon.
And then you said 98 proof.
98 proof, and it's 91 proof. Oh man.
Hold on.
This is not looking good. Hey, AZ said, oh, I read that already. Yes, the key on blade and bow is a dingle bob. So that's what he was talking about before. He said dingle bob.
A dingle hopper?
Dingle hopper. Hey, AZ says 110 today. Lager sounds refreshing. Yeah, I could go for a beer. But, beers are calories, and I am trying to diet down to Hercules level in the next coming months, or a month or two. So, that being said, Blade and Bow is number 1. And then on Glass B, another horribly wrong guess for me. I guessed Old Forester 100. I guessed Old Forester 100 because I didn't know what it was. It's low proof. It's sweet, but it doesn't have a lot to it. I guess Old Forester 100. Honestly, it could be a rye. I don't even know. Lauren, what is the bottle for this one?
It's Blanton's.
This is Blanton's?
Yeah.
That is so disappointing. I mean, not disappointing, but oh my god. Okay. Glass B is Blanton's, and I guessed that it was a budget bottle, holy shit. If that's not a big upset, I don't know what is. So Blanton's, everyone's crown jewel, everyone's pride and joy. All the tater haters out there are just upset. Low proof equals 100 proof? Question mark. Well.
This is 93 proof, which means that you got, when you said 105,
wrong. Low proof. I don't know what I was thinking when I guessed proof. Was that on the nose?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I tasted it in the final, so I guess 105 on the nose. When I tasted it on the bottle guessing round, it seemed way lower, and I mean it seemed very low. Wow, I'm gonna have to go back to that at the end here, but was not expecting that. So I guess 105 proof. It is not. It is 93 proof.
You said it was finished, which is not.
It's not finished.
You said it was Kentucky, which it is, and you said it was bourbon, which it is.
Oh, well, that's 2 points there. Slowly working my way out of the Malort territory.
All right, C.
Hold on. Top Shelf Dustin says that makes sense. Low proof, and you assumed $20 bourbon. That's Blanton's profile. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I just what about this do people obsess over? I don't even know. I could tell that had a little bit more rye in it, but I don't know. Jake says, LOL, Blanton's was a budget bottom once. You're absolutely right, Francis. And it should still be. There's no reason why. This is a reason why Blanton's is worth $200. Worth $200 instead of the, whatever, 50 or 60 that it should be. To be honest, I like a regular soda porter in the 6 to 8% range these days. Me too, Peter.
Holden drinks the 20% ones.
No, I usually stick around that 11 or 12 bourbon barrel aged finished stouts. Those imperial stouts are always fantastic. And AZ says I'm out of OF 100 as well. Need to re-up. Lauren grabbed all the Dingle Bob bottles. Yeah. What the heck? That makes me wonder what's next. On Glass C, another one that I had no idea what it was. In fact, I had so little idea that what it was, is I guessed Yellowstone 2022 limited release because I've had exactly 1/2 of a pour. I literally took a nip of it at the end of a night one time. So I have absolutely no idea what it tastes like, but it could have been that bottle. So I guessed Yellowstone 2022 limited release. And the bottle is...
Do you want to change your answer?
At this point, Malort looks like it could be on the menu, so no.
It's Yellowstone.
It is?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she also thought it was wild turkey, so.
Up until this point, I've had a solid half an ounce out of this Yellowstone bottle, which I can't say that I didn't like this. There's something in it that I like. Did I say there was red fruit in this one? Or I know I said it was dark, right? It had almost a tobacco-y flavor in it.
You said that it was wild turkey. You said it was $55, 9 years, and that it was finished.
Ooh. Well, it is finished.
It is?
Yeah, wow. It's finished in Marsala Superiore casks.
Wow.
Which is that, I remember the finish thing, and I believe that is why I guessed this bottle, because I knew that this was finished, and I was trying to think of something that had a profile around
so
this.
So it's blended with a 7, 15, and 16-year-old aged bourbon. So would we say that it's 9 years?
Well, technically, if it was age stated, it would be 7-year-old whiskey. But
because you said 9.
I think we'll take the average.
Well, the average is going to be too high.
I know. Well, either one, I didn't get it because. Okay. If we did age statement, it would be 7. If we did average, it would be above 10.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid $115.
Hold on, you said it was only $55.
Oops, my bad. To be fair, wasn't this the one that I said it could either be $55 or $130? I couldn't tell honestly, but my thinking behind that $55 mark is the chance that it could have been Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I was thinking this is either a really hitter budget bottle, near the Rare Breed status, or this is a good but still not blow your socks off expensive bottle. And it was a good but not blow your socks off expensive bottle, but it still is really good. So the review for this one will be coming out next weekend. Not this coming up Saturday, but the Saturday after that. Peter White says, I still have a few Blanton's Gold that I trade for good bourbon. Ooh, I've never had a Blanton's Gold before. Blanton's was budget, ? I thought it was always priced higher. They used to have much over.
Wasn't it in a Matthew McConaughey movie or something like that, and then it got really big?
Blanton's, no. Well, Blanton's is in every movie ever, and it's because it's a pretty bottle and everyone knows what it is. The reason it got big is because Buffalo Trace likes to not give it to anybody who wants it. So it became very rare for no reason. They're now 5-ish years old, yeah. Blends beat Blade and Bow. Ooh, hard question there. I just kind of have to do a little A/B. Did I point out which one I thought was better?
No.
Between the two of these?
No. I don't think so. If you did, that wasn't.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think did I say which one of these I think was sweet? Really sweet.
This one.
Oh, it makes sense. Buffalo Trace, those bastards. I don't know. They're both good. I mean, they're all good. It's just that I definitely didn't think B was the best one by far. And being Blanton's and the way everyone talks about Blanton's is just almost surprising. Francis Lee says Blanton's Gold is the best of the Blanton's lineup, in my opinion. And AZ says a bottle of Blanton's do not need 2 pieces of flair. Yeah, what the heck? A tag and a horsey. And sometimes they come in a box. What's up with that? Top Shelf Dustin says, isn't that Yellowstone with the wine finish? Yes, it is a Marsala Superiore casks. I've been wanting to try the Yellowstones. Nice guess, Holden. Hanging AZ says. Top Shelf Dustin says, well, if you do an average, you'd in theory do a weighted average, and I'd guess 9 years would be in the ballpark there. Yeah, I'm not going to give myself the point only on technicality because you're right. They probably have 70% 7-year whiskey and a little percentage of the older stuff in there. But it's still, I'm not going to give myself the point because realistically, if I would have said 7, maybe I could have given it to me, but I don't know. Amarone finish, I believe. Wow. Amarone finish, I believe. Weighs overpriced here, so I passed. Was overpriced here, so I passed. Went by the Limestone Branch Distillery 2 weeks ago when they released the Yellowstone LE 2022. Haven't opened it yet. Well, in my opinion, I thought it was good. The palate definitely let me know that it was a better whiskey than I thought it was on the nose. The nose still offered some like sweet notes, but also some like nice, like a really nice tobacco-y, like darker note in there as well. Good whiskey. Like I said, either a decent, expensive bottle or a really superior budget bottle. So that's why I guess 55, because I thought maybe it could have been Rare Breed, which is a hitter of a cheap bottle. So I think they're using Beam and kind of harsh examples of Beam. Yeah. No regrets, although I liked it. I have 2 horses and both of them beefed, blade, and bow. I have a Wathins single barrel that is on par with that low level. For $40, the Wathins not bad compared to beat Blanton's at $60. Yeah, I'll have to do a blind. Did I ever do a Buffalo Trace blind? I'll have to do a blind of like a lot of my Buffalo Trace bottles. Maybe I'll throw my Stitzel Weller in there, see if it can compete. Peter White says I have a 2016 Blanton's SFTB, and it is better than the gold in my opinion. SFTB meaning straight from the barrel, which is like a cask strength, uncut, unfiltered Blanton's, which I could see that being good. Having that extra proof might help the bottle a lot. That being said, how many points am I at here? I got this last bottle. I got a few, right?
2, 3, 4.
Because I guess a bottle.
5. You have 5.
Okay. So I got 5 points. Does that mean I'm out of? No.
You're at.
I'm at. Oh my god. If I don't get a point on this last bottle, I'm drinking Malort tonight. I didn't mentally prepare myself for this. It's not going to be good. Okay, last bottle. Glass D, I guessed Buffalo Trace, as in like this mainstay Buffalo Trace bourbon. And the answer was... What was the answer, Lauren?
Eagle Rare.
Oh, Eagle. I forgot about Eagle Rare. Oh my god. You know, that makes sense. That light profile. Okay. Man, I knew it was I knew it was a Buffalo Trace. You really did a Buffalo Trace lineup today, didn't you?
Sure.
Yeah. Wow, okay. I mean, I like Eagle Rare a lot, so I'm not surprised. Okay. What did I say or what are my answers for this one?
You said from Kentucky.
I hedged it all on Buffalo Trace, so I'm going to be doing pretty well.
You said corn rye barley.
Which is true.
You said $27. You paid more, but that was
this
mostly
is 32.
for shipping.
Yes. This MSRP, this bottle is 32.
Plus or minus 5, so you got that. And then you said it was
Buffalo
Trace Distillery.
Which is true.
Is it Buffalo Trace or is it Sazerac?
It's Buffalo Trace.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
No, Sazerac owns like everything else, but this E.H. Taylor and Buffalo Trace is all Buffalo Trace.
Okay, so you got in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That was so close one. Too close for comfort, let me tell you guys.
It's always like that. Hold in.
You know, I probably might have even guessed might have guessed Eagle Rare if I would have remembered that it was back there on my Buffalo Trace shelf.
Okay, what's your punishment?
My punishment is a 50-50 shot of
what should we put?
Crown Apple and gin.
Oh. Do we have gin?
We do. We have some Bombay in the bottom shelf. You can say I'll get it. Bombay down here. Bombay gin mixed with good old Crown Apple, and this is gonna be revolt. No, I'm not gonna put it in that. I'm gonna do just a shot glass. I don't want to taint another whiskey glass.
Taint?
Yeah, with this concoction. You know, I shouldn't use this glass either. I have shot glasses somewhere.
I think they're in the thing, in the drawer.
We're just gonna use this one. It's a nice small one. That we borrowed from a bar in Appleton. Okay, so while I'm mixing this, I'm just going to kind of go over the pours here. I would say number one, this Yellowstone. I think this Yellowstone had offered way more than the rest of them. As you can see, my glass on that one is empty. Nose and palate both. Nose was good. Palate was way better than the rest of these. It just had a lot more to offer than these ones. These ones all seemed so thin compared to the Yellowstone. But Eagle Rare came in a very close second. I think not close second, but Eagle Rare for me blew these two out of the water. These two didn't stand a chance compared to the Eagle Rare. In my opinion, I like this one a lot better. These two, they were good. I think maybe Blanton's came out on top. Maybe Black Bull came out on top. I'd have to A/B them. I don't quite have. Maybe I have a little bit. Before I take the shot, I'll just do a kind of A/B comparison between these two, and we'll see if which one I like better. They honestly smell so similar. I don't even I can get a little bit of honey in this one. I can get that sweetness, but with a little bit of rye coming through on this one. This one has a little bit more spice. It's like strawberry jam with a spice, almost like a cinnamon nutmeg, maybe some kind of spice in it. Thin on the palate compared to these two. Still good though. Light. A little bit of spice, not a whole lot. Kind of some kind of funk in there as well. Some darker notes. Darker as in tobacco-y, maybe planty, floral maybe. This one's definitely, I think, floral. I think on the nose, it's this one. Palate, it's this one. This one was definitely better on the palate, in my opinion. Why this is worth $200 to $300 is beyond me. I would never pay over retail for this. In fact, if I ran out of this bottle, I definitely wouldn't be looking very hard for another one. But before I go ahead and get into this disgusting shot, I'm going to go through these comments.
Can I pour it?
You can. Please don't. I'll pour this one so that you can
You're
just
supposed to be reading the comments.
Okay. But I don't want you to do too much gin and fuck me over.
That is way more than 50%.
It's tapered at the bottom.
Yeah, that's going to be your excuse.
This is going to be an interesting one.
Oh, they don't mix very well, do they?
Well, it's all going to mix in my stomach, so that'll be fun. Bombay over Tanqueray gin. Any day of the week, Bombay is kind of my go-to, especially in cocktails and stuff. Cheap, budget bottle. Does the trick. Casey says, Malort is looking pretty good, Holden. Well, Casey, you're more than welcome to come over here and do a shot of it for me.
Titletown.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Well, Casey, get your ass over here. Come take a shot of Malort before the stream's over. Top Shelf Dustin says, Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, Blind, they're pretty much the same. Yeah, honestly, this is an Eagle Rare store pick. Has maybe a little bit of different notes, but when you're, like you said, blind, it's so hard to tell the two apart. I guess I could understand the little bit more age that this one has in that whiskey. The darkness probably should have triggered me when I held it up against the light. It seemed darker than Buffalo Trace typically is. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. They're pretty close, actually. Actually, I don't know if they're much different at all. Maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me because I know that this is a 10-year, but yeah, it was, I had some good guesses, so it worked out. Casey Tisler said, spoke too soon. Yes, you did, my good man. Not surprised the Yellowstone Special was the winner. Yeah, honestly, it's very good. Not too bad for $115 either for their limited release. I'd say they pretty much hit it out of the park on that one. I haven't had a lot of Yellowstone, but this one is definitely on the right track. All right, cheers all. Catch you all in the next one. Gotta get to some gotta get to some chores. Jake, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck on your chores. A little bit of whiskey goes a long way when you're doing work. Top Shelf Dustin says, have her hand them to you so you're blind.
Too late.
Yeah, that's true. You meant if she was mixing the, yeah, well, next time I do good. Don't forget to hit the like button, anyone still watching. Yes, guys, please hit the like button before I take this absolutely gut-wrenching looking shot, because this is going to be, I don't know. Peter White says, have you tried the rabbit hole? Derringer, PX Sherry, not bad for low proof. I've not. Talking to each other. When I see a bar again. Yeah, Eagle Rare should have had a few darker notes, but the color shouldn't be that different. Yeah, going back to it, I'm sure I'll probably get, one thing that I get in my Eagle Rare in particular is a little bit of a tobacco-y note. I don't know if I'll get it here. I should on the palate. Even on the nose, I can get like that little bit of tobacco. Maybe even like a cola.
Putting off taking the shot.
Maybe.
I think you are. I'm gonna get that sweet nectar in your mouth.
On the palate, you can definitely tell.
Here, you can keep this close just in case you need to wash her down.
All right, everybody, it's time. A 50-50 mix of Crown Apple and Bombay gin. Down the hatch.
Oh God, he likes it. Just like everything else, right?
That has to be the most interesting shot I've ever taken in my entire life. I full-heartedly expected that to be absolutely terrible. It's not. It is.
Okay. Why he likes Malort so much.
Okay. It's not that bad.
He also liked the bourbon and tequila mixture.
What I'm saying here,
So
the Crown Apple alone, like I've stated in previous videos, is too much for me. It's too sweet. It reminds me of a time where I vomited. That gin cuts it in a way that it tastes like, I don't know how else to explain it, but like candy instead of like this is like potent apple sugar, weird, like too sweet, gross. But with the Bombay adds like this, like that floral stuff that is missing, and it works out honestly for the best. Not that bad. I'm actually probably going to give that to my friends and have them try it to confirm that I'm not crazy, but either way, not bad for the first experiment shot on the channel. Top Shelf Dustin says, I miss bars, but not just a thing for me these days. Not really what they were before COVID.
we turned 21 in COVID. So
yep, we're COVID.
I don't know what they were used to.
We're COVID alcohol graduates. So we haven't been to many bars before COVID. Peter White says, I thought it would be decent. Yeah, no, it actually wasn't bad. Plus, you had multiple pours tonight. Well, yeah. Honestly, I don't feel it at all. I've had multiple pours, but I ate right before this, and I didn't drink a whole lot of the whiskey in them. At most, I drank about 4 ounces of whiskey over the course of an hour and 48 minutes, so not too shabby. But realistically, I would challenge you guys to try this. If you do, try it, and you want to record yourself tasting it, send me a video. Maybe I'll email it to me, and I'll put it up in my next live stream. If anyone wants to try it, I know just take any bottle of Crown Apple. Just take Crown Apple and any bottle of gin, mix it together, and take a shot of it, and let me see what you guys think. Because honestly, it's interesting. But yeah, send me some videos. I can post it on next week's live stream. I doubt anyone will do it because I definitely wouldn't if someone told me to. But yeah, that's it for the stream, everybody. Thank you all for watching. I had a blast. Go buy this Yellowstone. This Yellowstone is good. Also, check out Risk Mafia. Link is in the description, I believe. And yeah, I hope you all had a good night. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out and subscribe to the channel. Peter White says, grab yourself A barrel bourbon batch 31 is nice. Barrel bourbon. I've heard good things. They have so many offerings. I've tried Seagrass. I've tried Dovetail. I haven't tried their mainstay bourbon, and I've had the opportunity to buy it many times. It's just for the price tag, I've always been on the edge of trying it, But I think there's some other people live streaming tonight as well. Probably 21090. I think usually goes on after me. Bourbon Junkies are obviously probably on. My Bourbon Journey sometimes streams on Tuesdays. I'm not entirely sure, but go check out any other whiskey tubers that are subscribing or that are live streaming tonight and support them as well. Maybe I'll see you guys on there after this. If I don't, I hope you all have a fantastic night. That being said, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you all in the next class. Ooh, that was a good one right away. Cheers, everybody. Oh, Drums and Drams is on. Go watch them. All right, now I'm done. Peace out, everybody.